As you might know, Section 80D under Income Tax Act 1961 enables taxpayers to deduct a part of their taxable income by way of premiums paid towards health insurance and expenses incurred towards preventive health checkups. You can make use of these deductions even if the payments are made to cover your spouse, dependent children, and/or parents. But many of us may not know how much is allowed towards deductions as health insurance premium for self, for spouse and children, and for parents. Is there some restriction as to your age and your parents' age for claiming the deduction? Is there an amount limit for claiming preventive health checkups? And are there health insurance related expenses that you cannot claim under this section? Welcome to Nana's Learn Better. Use this channel to enrich your knowledge in personal finance to take informed decisions. Do subscribe to the channel if not done already. The total deduction you can claim under Section 80D depends on a couple of factors like whether the health insurance coverage is for yourself, your spouse and dependent children, your age, whether you are less than 60 years or more than 60 years, is the coverage includes your parents, if yes, what's their age, below 60 or more than 60, is there a limit for claiming preventive health checkup expenses? Let's understand all these provisions using a couple of scenarios. Let's assume that the health insurance coverage is only for yourself, your spouse and your dependent children, and you are not including the amounts that are paid towards health insurance of your parents. When you are less than 60 years, you can include health insurance premiums and preventive health checkup costs incurred towards protecting yourself, your spouse, your dependent children, and deduct these expenses from your taxable income up to a maximum of Rs 25,000, including the cost towards any preventive health checkups. The limit for such health checkup is separately capped at Rs 5,000. By such deductions, we mean that you can reduce this sum from your total taxable income. However, the total tax savings will depend on the applicable tax rate and the tax regime that you select, old or new. In this case, for example, if you opt for the old tax regime, you can save a maximum of Rs 7,500 if you are in 30% income tax bracket and Rs 1,250 if the tax bracket is 5% by claiming such deductions under 80D for yourself, your spouse and dependent children. In case you are 60 years old or more and if the health insurance covers yourself, your spouse and or your dependent children, then the maximum deductions that you can avail of will be Rs 50,000 under Section 80D. Supposing that you are taking care of your parents. In this case, besides the amount that you claim for covering yourself, your family and your dependent children, you can also claim the deduction for the amount that you pay towards health insurance and health checkup of your parents. The amount that you can claim for covering your parents depends upon their age, whether they are less than 60 years or more than 60 years. Let's assume that you and your parents are less than 60 years of age. In this case, besides the Rs 25,000 that you can claim for yourself, your spouse and your dependent children, you can claim another 25,000 towards the deduction of your parents under Section 80D. Now, let's suppose that you are less than 60 years but you are taking care of your aged parents who are more than 60 years old. In this case, you can claim a total of 75,000 towards health insurance premium and preventive health checkup charges for yourself and your parents. That is, 50,000 for your parents and another 25,000 for yourself, your spouse and your dependent children. There is another scenario as well. Let's say that you and your parents are above the age of 60. Here, in this case, you can claim a total of Rs 1 lakh as deduction under Section 80D. That is, 50,000 for covering yourself, your spouse and your dependent children and another 50,000 for your parents. Now, if you are in the 30% income tax bracket, then you may save income tax up to Rs 30,000 when you opt for the old tax regime while filing your income tax. Okay, There could be a situation in which besides your parents, you are also taking care of your siblings, grandparents or your in-laws. So what happens in this case? Are these amounts allowed under section 80D? You can avail deduction only for your parents and not for your siblings, grandparents or your in-laws, even though you may pay for their health coverage and checkups. That said, there are some payments collectively termed as exclusions that the income tax department may not recognize as meaningful deduction under the purview of section 80D, even if you have made such payments towards paying insurance premiums, medical expenditure or preventive healthcare checkup. What are all they? All cash payments, even if such payments are made towards insurance premium, medical expenditure or preventive healthcare checkups, will not be allowed under section 80D. If you have a corporate insurance plan or any other similar group plan in which you are not bearing the premiums on your own, then you cannot claim such expenses under section 80D as deductions. You cannot claim deductions for your children's health insurance and preventive health checkup under section 80D if they are not your dependents. Okay. What happens if you have purchased a multi-year insurance policy and trying to claim 80D deductions? In case you have paid for multi-year health insurance, then you claim proportionate deductions in the respective years. For example, if you have paid for a 2-year health insurance with a premium of Rs 40,000, then you can claim deduction at the rate of 20,000 for the current year and another 20,000 for the next year. This is all about what you need to know on what is covered and how much is allowed as deduction under section 80D. See you in another video. Till then, this is Narayanan Viraya from the channel Nanas Learn Better.